welcome to What's in My Pantry. The first ingredient that we are gonna do for my first video is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time now, is chocolate and peanut butter brownies. So the first thing I like to do is go ahead and lay out all my ingredients. I do have my laptop here with my recipe. As I mentioned in some of my intro videos and different things before, is I like to just find whatever I have in my pantry, hence the name of the channel, and just go from my ingredient, or just get those ingredients and make a recipe from there. And the best way to do this is now with the use of AI and everything, is chat. GPT has been a big help. I just put in the ingredients that I have, and then it gives me the measurements, if I want to change it, how much I want to make. For instance, this recipe is going to be making 24 brownies. So let's go ahead and get the ingredients laid out. So we have flour, and I have already washed my hands. Cocoa powder. I'm wanting to go for a more less sugar, less fat type ingredients and recipe. It is calling for unsweetened cocoa powder, but I'm going to be using that because that's all I got. And I'm not going to the store. Sugar. That. Baking soda and salt. Baking soda. So those are the dry ingredients. Then for the wet ingredients, we have butter, peanut butter, 1/3 of a cup, okay, 3 eggs, milk, and vanilla. Eggs, milk, and vanilla. Now, as I mentioned before in my other videos of my intro, is that this is a very low to no edited, because I really want to show real time and how I work around the kitchen and how I do different things. I'm getting low on milk, so hold on. Let me write it on my grocery list. All right, so let's see. I always like to go ahead after I get my ingredients out, is to get all the things out that I'll need. My measuring cups. I know I mixed together some stuff, and I do have a mixer, but my mixer is kind of chaotic. So I'm just gonna hand whisk that right here. Mixing bowls, all different sizes. All right, believe that is everything for now that I'll need. So go ahead and preheat the oven to 350. Okay. All right, and then the first thing it's wanting to do, preheat. It says grease or line a baking pan. I do have a baking pan right there. I'm not gonna grease it yet. I'll wait till I'm in a little bit more. So it says in a large bowl. I'm not doing this bowl, that's way too big. I'm gonna use this bowl, because then I'll need another. Add the wet ingredients. Okay, so I only need one mixing bowl, which is great because that means less dishes. All right, let me get all this out of the way. Let's see what I'm doing. Always like to have a towel down because of the different things like the flour and the sugar, because I'm not the most exact, precise measuring and mixing. So it gets a little messy. So the first thing that we're gonna do is, in a large bowl, whisk together flour. So flour will be 1 3/4. Okay. 1 3/4 cup. Something. I need a knife. I'm gonna say that's like half. Okay. There's 1 3/4. And I'm a neat freak, so I like to put up every single item that I use once I'm done with it. Flour. Cocoa powder, 3/4 of a cup. This is actually the first time I'm using my cocoa powder. Okay, well that's probably more than 3/4 of a cup, but I like chocolate, so it's fine. Then 1 1/4 cup of sugar, because like I said, I'm trying to go for more of a healthy, low sugar, low fat option, and it does say that it was reduced from 2 cups, but it goes down to 1 1/4 cup. But also, see, that's with the unsweetened cocoa powder. So I think I'm gonna change it because this is sweetened. I think I'm gonna change it and just do a cup of sugar, which I still feel like is a lot, but I don't know. So we're just gonna hope for the best. Probably gonna be extremely sweet. You know, I'm not even gonna do a full cup. It's more like 3/4 of a cup. That's just a lot of sugar. I feel like, from the cocoa powder and the sugar. And then of course the peanut butter and the vanilla and all that. Yeah. Okay. Sugar, baking soda, and salt. So 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a tablespoon, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Just going to kind of dump it out over the bowl because I know I was going to make a mess and I know extra was going to go down in there. So that's after what fell in. That is a teaspoon. These are unused. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Baking soda goes to the plate. Okay. So there. is all the dry ingredients. So it's saying to whisk all that together. So here we are right now. Oh, it does say in another bowl to whisk together the wet ingredients. So I'll have to get the bowls back out. Melted butter, peanut butter, eggs, milk, vanilla. Okay. So this is what we're looking at right now. For the most part, it's mixed right now. I'm gonna stop and go ahead and start on the wet ingredients because I know I'm gonna mix that again whenever I get the wet ingredients out. So wet ingredients includes melted butter, a half a cup of butter. We are going to, this also says reduced for lower fat, which is what I wanted. Still half a cup is a lot. Did say melted, so I'm just honestly gonna put it in this bowl and warm it. Oven is preheated. A lot of butter. Half a cup? Yeah, goodness. There's all my butter. I'm gonna have to put butter on the grocery list. And I'm sure you're actually supposed to melt it in another bowl, but I figured if I'm already gonna be putting it in here anyway, why dirty up another bowl? I mean, I can just, you know, deal with. Yeah, it's fine. Might add a little bit more because it did not fill up that entire half cup. Do that. While that's warming. Does say half a cup of peanut butter as well. I don't know if I have enough. That doesn't sound good, but we're done. Oh yeah, that's melted. Yeah, it's very melted. Half a cup is 8 tablespoons. I'm just gonna do it by tablespoons, honestly, because I can't get the half cup down in there. So I would already have to scoop it out. And I'm just like, I don't want to do all that. 2. May not be half a cup of peanut butter because, once again, I ain't got enough. But we'll see. I might be able to do about 6. And I mean, honestly, like, this is a tablespoon, this is a spoon for the table. So like this honestly is bigger and it is scooping out more. So I already might be close to 8. we're gonna do one more, because I mean, that's still a lot of peanut butter. I mean, it's already got chocolate in it, so I'm not like fighting for it to have a rich peanut butter taste. There's that. All right, 3 large eggs. I'm gonna put this off to the side. Three? Yeah. Two. And 3. Can't stand egg white just sitting on my fingers. Okay. So 1 cup of milk adds moisture without extra fat. Okay, because of the butter. And then 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And that will be all my ingredients. I think this is the first time I'm using my vanilla too. It is. One and a half, what, teaspoons? Teaspoon. Did like 1 3/4. It's fine. All right, now it is saying to whisk together all this. And I only have 1 whisk, so that's why I took it out of the dry ingredients. Should have saved the bigger bowl for this. Come on. The peanut butter is not mixing very well into the egg and butter and milk. It's just kind of clumping up. But see, it didn't say to like do anything extra. So we're just gonna whisk this a little bit more. And I mean, if it doesn't mix any better, which it's not, we're gonna go ahead and put in the dry ingredients. Yeah, the peanut butter is just kind of clumping up, so it's not doing the best. Okay, yeah, it's starting to do better. See, that's why I put down the towel. And once I get some of this powder, like the dry ingredients, the wet ingredients mixed in a little better, I might go ahead and use my mixer. Because it's just like this whisk can only take so much, I feel like. It's starting to look like really good. And I'm sure the unsweetened cocoa powder would have been just fine if I had any, but it smells so good. It smells like so much chocolate. Do I trust myself with the mixer? I don't know if I do. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of mixing. I mean, it's kind of good. Bake for 22 to 26 minutes. I mean, that's pretty good, I feel like. I'm just gonna use the mixer anyway. I would feel better about it if I did. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the wet ingredient bowl. I do apologize in advance for the noise it will make because it's very loud. Definitely helped it. I think it made it definitely more smoother. Let me get another spoon and just kind of, rake it off. Get all the batter I can. Now I think it did say don't mix it too much. Stir just until combined. Don't overmix. Define overmix. I think this is still plenty fine of a batter. Still very battery-ish. I don't know. Okay. Pour batter evenly into a prepared pan. Need to spray the pan first. like it's a little short. I mean, I know it rises, but I am seeing some clumps of flour and sugar and cocoa powder, stuff like that. I mean, but it did say, like, don't overmix just until combined, but a majority of it was combined. This would be a great time to have one of those, like, weird shaped corner spatula things. I might, hold on. Really need like one of the rubber ones. You know, I'm not even gonna try. Well, yeah, okay. We're doing it. No, I shouldn't have done it because it's not helping at all. I got nothing out. Okay, well, forget that. That was a waste, and now I've got an extra dish to wash. Okay. Pour batter evenly into prepared pan. I will use this to kind of just, I don't know if I will or not, actually. I'm not gonna use this. I feel like it's evenly in the bowl. Bake for 22 to 26 minutes. All right, here we go. I don't want to burn myself. All right, so that is in there. So now, 22 to 26 minutes. Always kind of like to do it in the middle or around a rounded up number. So I'm gonna do 25 minutes. All right, so the timer is going. There are dishes to be washed and there is a mess to clean up, and I've got 25 minutes. So either I'm going to insert a time lapse of me cleaning up, or we're just gonna fade away until we come back and it's baked. So we'll see. All right, and we are back. Got the kitchen fully cleaned up, dishes washed, and had still plenty of time on the timer on the microwave, but it just went off, so we are going to check on the brownies. Go ahead and make a place here. All right. Glasses don't fog up. This is what we are looking at. That is heavy. So it did say that you want to get a toothpick, poke it all the way through, make sure that it doesn't come out wet or everything is baked all the way through and it's just crumbly whenever you put one through. We're gonna see. It looks good. I'm I'm only seeing crumbs, so I think we might be good. Yeah, I am not seeing any issues, so we're gonna go ahead and turn off the oven. Throw this away. I guess we're gonna go ahead and let it cool down just for a little bit longer. Straighten up just a little bit more, just because I don't want to cut into it right now with it being so hot. And we're just gonna transfer on over there. All right, so we have let it cool down just a little bit. I want to go ahead and cut into it and see what it's gonna look like. Let me get about right there. Let me go ahead and cut me a column of it. I love me some end pieces of some brownie, so let me go ahead and get that out. And I will say I kind of overdid it on the canola oil. Whenever I sprayed it, I felt like it was a lot, but I don't regret it now because it is not sticking at all. All right, and here, it's not the best piece I cut, but here we are. It is looking so good, smelling so good. Got me some milk. Can't go wrong with chocolate and milk. Okay. The milk helps, definitely. It's okay. Yeah, it's, like I said, I'm not a professional at all. I did my first ever baking a dessert back in 2019, and then I didn't do it again. I did it one time for a Christmas party, and then I did it again in 2020 for a Christmas party, and then I just now got back into baking about 2 weeks ago, or not even 2 weeks ago, just a week ago. So, little rusty, but also I wasn't that good in the beginning. So, let me try it again. And it might be because it's an end piece, I don't know. But I'm not tasting much peanut butter. It just tastes like chocolate, and that's it. And it also might be because the peanut butter, like I said, did not mix very well. So some of the brownies might have better tasting peanut butter than what I'm currently eating. But it's good. Process, I would say, give it an 8 out of 10. It was very cut and dry. I think most of it was user error. Taste, I would give it a 7 out of 10, I would say, just because I don't taste any peanut butter, and like that was the whole thing that I wanted to do was chocolate peanut butter brownies. But I'm not disappointed. I'm just, I don't know, thinking of things I could have done better. But once again, it's chocolate. You can't ruin chocolate. And I've sat here and ate the whole thing. So, and I'm probably gonna have more. I would definitely say milk hits the spot. If I was eating it without milk, would not be good. But that is it. Also, another thing I would say would probably be just because maybe one thing taken away from this is because I did less fat and low sugar. I didn't do as much peanut butter. I didn't do as much butter. Didn't do as much sugar. It did call for unsweetened cocoa powder. Of course, I used sweetened because that's all I had. But yeah, I mean, 7 out of 10, still can't beat that. For taste, it is still, I'm very pleased with it. So that is it for today. Thank y'all so much for watching, tuning in. And yeah, until next time, we'll see ya.